Okay, so I was trying to find a video of divorce rates and I couldn't really find one. And I wanted to talk about marriage and being single nowadays and how there's a stigma of and I heard Trevor Noah say this, but I could not find a clip of society looks down on single people, mainly men, if you've never been married. Like if you've never been married and you're single and you're an older male, society kind of looks at you like a loser. And I have to agree. And I'm pretty sure that's how he feels and that's how I feel. And being single, it's like, I don't know, it's I'm okay with it. I love my freedom. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with my life. I've been in relationships and I've been single, and I love just the way things are. And I don't know if I'm technically like an incel, like involuntarily celibate, because if I really tried, like I could get laid. If I really trimmed up nicely, went to the gym, had my hair styled up, I could pull. But it's not my thing. Like when I was in my 20s, yeah, that's all I thought about was just getting laid. But the older I got, it's just like, just kind of became boring. The thrill was gone, and I don't know. It just wasn't my thing anymore. I kind of wanted something more special. Like, if I do hook up with somebody, it's gonna be like I told myself. The next person I hook up with is the last person I hook up with, and that's kind of the mentality that I have. That I just don't want an easy thing, an easy lay, and it's hard nowadays to date. And I wanted to talk about marriage. I think first of all, marriage to me, it's overrated. I think marriage is a scam, honestly. To me, the reason I think it's a scam is because the majority of people that I know who've been married are divorced. The majority of people that I know who've been married more than one time, just in my own family. Over half the people in my family are divorced. Over pretty much the majority of coworkers that I've ever had are divorced. Everywhere I meet somebody, they're divorced. It's like people don't marry for, like, back in the day. It was till somebody died. Divorce wasn't really a thing. Nowadays, it's like it's pretty really common. People on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth marriages. And I almost thought like marriage should be changed. Like, instead of till death do you part, marriage should be like a short term contract, like a cell phone contract. Like, hey, we're gonna do this for 5 years. After 5 years, we'll renew the contract. If you're still good with it and I'm good with it, we'll do another 5 years. If not, we part ways. No harm, no foul. But short-term contracts, just because that's the way we do pretty much everything else in life. The longest contract most of us have are buying a house, and even then, people aren't even doing that anymore. So we're really used to short-term contracts because, again, we don't know the future, and you don't know if the person that you marry might not, they could change. You might not like him. You might find somebody better. Who knows, man? But I've been single for a while, and I get the hate all the time because I'm single. Like, people always ask me, am I getting laid? Like, straight up, they ask me, am I messing around with somebody, or how come I'm not? And being all in my business. And when I tell them no, It's like, well, why not? It's like, well, I'm freaking, I don't know, I'm just like, I don't want to say I'm a nerd or anything, but I'm just happy. I'm just happy the way things are. I'm happy just chilling, being, watching YouTube all day, watching Reddit, playing chess on my phone all day, trading crypto, uh, reading books. I don't know, just keeping busy, keeping my mind busy. And for the most part, most women that I talk to, I can't keep a conversation with them. It's not even just most women; it's just most people I talk to. I can't really have a meaningful conversation. That they're kind of just boring to me. And the girls that I have dated, I felt like I almost had to pretend to be dumber because, I mean, like, they were beautiful, but and they were attractive, but they weren't like, I don't want to sound like an ass or anything, but they were nowhere near my level of intelligence, and like the conversations, it was like two different levels. And sometimes I kind of dumb it down, but I was like, man, I gotta dumb it really down, and it wasn't my thing, I was like, I was being fake. I was being fake to get laid, and after a while, I was like, this isn't me, I don't know if I could do this. How long I could pretend, you can only pretend for so long, and after a while, I was like, you know what, I'm just happy. And most of the time that I was dating, it was just so I could get people off my back for being alone, because I hear it again from my parents, from family, from, like I said, anybody and everybody. They're always asking me how come I'm single, and especially way before when I was more thin. Like when I was working in the bar industry, I would get girls talking to me, hey, are you single? This and that. And I'm like, yeah, but like I'm not really looking for anything. I kind of, like I said, I'm happy. I don't like drama. I don't like. I like having my freedom, going out wherever I want, not having to ask like for permission or like or tell somebody what I'm doing. I'll just do whatever I want to do, go wherever I want to go. If I want to hop on a plane and go to Vegas, I could do that. Just ultimate freedom. And even though I could do this in a relationship, it's just, I don't know. It's hard. I've been on dating sites, and that's hard too. Like I don't get no no swipes. I've talked to some people, but it's never gone anywhere. And I don't know. Like let me play what this clip says.
Oh, it's really scary stuff, because I read this statistic recently that said that there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 30+% of women are single, but it's in the neighborhood of 60% of men.
Really?
Yeah. See if you can just find.
Really?
I kind of believe this, because the majority of guys I know too are single,
Be high.
I know.
At what
It does
age
get really high. It's
and the majority of girls I know, it's easy to get laid or be in a relationship as a woman. Even if you're ugly, it's easy because the market is flooded with customers. I was talking to this one chick. She just broke up with her boyfriend, and she's complaining about being single. And I was like, "What's the longest you've been single?" She goes, "I don't know, maybe a year." And I question her and yeah, she doesn't stay single for long. I think it was really like not even a year. It was less than a year. It was for a few months. But I told her, try being single for years. I had long gaps of being single, and like you don't experience that as a woman, really, like a man. Like I know some guys that have been single their whole lives, been single pretty much the whole lives, like like almost like the 40-year-old virgin. You know, that is a common thing. That never had a girlfriend or never had a date. You know, that is tough. You know, and women don't experience that. Like I said, like most women have guys hitting on them. You know, if you're a woman on a dating app, you're gonna find somebody. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're fat, if you're ugly, if you're tall, just name it. You know, you would have to be. I don't know. Like I'm just trying to say. Like I worked in the bar industry. I've seen some ugly women get laid. You know, it doesn't. It's guys will. Guys don't care. You know. But for a guy, there's obviously some attractive dudes that can't get laid. Most of the time, it's because they're not tall. The majority of the time, it's because they're not tall. Good looking dudes, but they ain't tall. And that's like the number one thing. It's not always, there are those things they call short kings. So it's not always. But the majority of the time, height is like the number one factor of whether you're gonna have a girlfriend or not. Then there's looks. So if you're not tall, good luck. If you're not good looking, even better luck. If you're not rich, damn it, like you just keep going down. Like, so if you're just an average dude, average height, average weight, average income, you're not. It's gonna be tough, you know. And that's the majority. That's like it's a 60%. Yeah, it's over half of men are single. You know.
18 to 49 or something.
Oh wow.
I don't remember the exact.
And when I see them at the clubs or the bars, the majority of people will be single dudes and chicks with in couples. Or if the chicks were there, they had no problem getting laid. They were usually going from guy to guy to guy, like every time they would come back into the club.
Back numbers, but it's young men.
It's a shockingly
It
high.
doesn't make sense, like why there is such disparity between the genders.
And I also want to say this: there's a thing that the people that I know, like the dudes that are getting laid, it almost seems like they're getting all the pussy, basically. Like I know this one guy, he goes from bartender to bartender to bartender to bartender. You know, it's pretty hilarious. Like, and they all know each other. Like he dates one for a couple of weeks, breaks up with her, dates another one, breaks up with her, dates another one, and he just goes around town. You know, dating every bartender on the island. And he's not alone. I know another dude does the same thing. He goes after like head rats and like I don't know, big girls. This dude's not that attractive, so he kind of goes for like bigger girls because I don't know because he's a bigger dude. So I guess they kind of go together. But yeah, he goes in his little circle of their friends. And it always seems like it's only a couple dudes banging the majority of chicks.
Men are so much more single than women. Like that doesn't even.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Like how
Makes sense.
most men are single, most young women are not.
Maybe the guys are just saying they're single, and all the girls are like, "We're in a relationship."
It is just a research, right? So it's just a survey, I would imagine. 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship. Nearly half of all young adults are single. 34% of women and a whopping 63% of men. Like,
Wow.
how does that work? How does it work if there's roughly 50% women, 50% men? How could 34% of women be single and 60?
It's because them single chicks are sharing the same dudes. That's my theory. It's because that's the people that I know that are the guys that are getting laid all the time. they're knocking chick after chick after chick, you know, that in the same circle, and so it can make sense that they're not single or they haven't been the same chick hasn't been single in a year, and they're just swapping partners. What it feels like.
63% of men be single. It says, not surprisingly, the decline of relationships matches a stride with the decline in sex. The share of sexually active Americans stands at a 30-year low. Around 30% of young men reported in 2019 that they...
I'm gonna read some comments, see what they say. Modern dating is like having to work overtime and not getting paid. I'm 26 and my girlfriend of 5 years cheated on me in November, and subsequently we broke it off. I found out soon enough the reality of single life, particularly attractive women, and how extremely difficult it is to find a partner or even get a date on Tinder. First of all, before I finish this, yeah, man, it sucks. Like once you break up and go back in the dating field, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship, it is rough getting back in the market. Like if you got a partner and you hate being single, do everything you can not to break up, because its chances are you're gonna stay single. And again, for the most part, I like it, you know, but I know it's not for everyone. And let me finish this. Let's face it, the world we live in now does not support developing relationship as it is pre-social media days. I work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday every day at home, and my own few friends rarely go out. Modern tech has completely distorted human interaction and women's perception of guys. Man, how I envy the people who got to experience being young adults in the 80s and 90s, the last decades of normality. Here's one person that shares the same thing I'm saying. 5 women think the man they share is exclusively their partner. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bunch of comments about being divorced. Here's a comment I like. Chads have multiple girlfriends, and women are in denial. Women are also dating older men as well. Yeah, like the Chads having multiple girlfriends. Like I said, I know the dudes that are out there having multiple girlfriends, sometimes at the same time, you know. And a lot of times women are in denial. Like I know this one chick. She's gotta know her dude's cheating on her, you know. Like it's pretty freaking obvious, and I think she just kind of lives in denial because she doesn't want to get a divorce, you know. But it's a thing, and I'm gonna tell you like this. I've been with a couple of girls who were in relationships. I've been with one who was married, and I've been with one that had a boyfriend. Now, the one that was married, I didn't know that she was married until after I hooked up with her, you know. I found out kind of rough because the dude showed up to the house while I was in the bedroom. Crazy scenario, that story. Long story, like the freaking cops had to show up because the dude was gonna kill me. And I'm like, I didn't know, bro. Like, I met this chick, she brought me home, you know, don't shoot me, you know, I'm just a dude, you know. And again, never blame the person. They always want to blame the person who they're sleeping with. They never want to blame the person who has the commitment, man. That's like if I'm married and my girl cheats on me with whoever, I'm mad at her. I'm not mad at the dude or whatnot, because the dude's gonna do what the dude's gonna do. But she has the commitment with me, man. We signed a contract or whatnot, you know. So she's the one that's supposed to be loyal. I don't expect anybody else to have any loyalty towards me, you know. That's the way I feel 100% about it. So that's what I was trying to explain to homie. I don't think he wanted to hear anything though. But another case was this chick hits me up, tells me to come over to her place. I know she got a boyfriend, you know, but he's not in town. She told me, hey, her man's not in town, you know, and I'm like, all right, do the deal, we're gone. Whole time I'm seeing her looking out the window. I'm like, what were you looking at the window for? I thought you said your man wasn't in town. She goes, yeah, it was because I thought somebody else might come. I'm like, what do you mean, like a roommate? Like, nah, I had, just in case you didn't show up, I had somebody else that was gonna show up. And I was like, damn. I'm like, it's like that. She goes, I gotta get it all the time. You know, if I got a list of dudes. I'm like, I didn't want to get into her business, telling her, yeah, but you tell me about your boyfriend, you tell me how much you love him, but then you over here just, you know, getting plowed by everybody and anybody. And it was like, damn. And then I talked to a couple dudes that I know that slept with her too. And it just kind of like, ain't no loyalty. That really threw me off of that. But yeah, like chicks are sleeping. I don't know. Like that's a case of a female sleeping around with a bunch of dudes. But for the most part, it's like everybody who's getting laid, it's like the same people. Like a small group of people are getting laid, and everybody else ain't. You know. Let me keep reading. Well, let me go back to the clip. That kind of threw me off though, off of being in a relationship, because she wasn't the first chick that I've met like that. And not only that, I've met girls that I thought were good girls, and they talked about cheating. And even like really, really good, sweet chicks, like they're not, like I need one, like she wasn't she doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, you know, she's almost like a homebody. And she was messing around with multiple dudes, and I'm like, man, like women, I don't know, like loyalty is not a thing anymore, you know. Even the little sweethearts are constantly moving around, and I think it's just because constant dudes hitting them up with social media, because now like they could contact you all the time, you know, flirt with you, and all it takes is one time when you're pissed off. You're like at your home, your husband or whatnot, and you just like, nah, whatever, you know. Like people on the friend zone, you know, and they're just waiting, you know, for that one time where you're pissed off.
Had no sex in the past year, compared to about 20% of young women.
I ain't even lie. The last time I had sex, it's been a minute. It was right after that chick. I slept with one more chick, and then it's been over maybe 1 year, a year and a half.
Only half of single.
But really, it's because I'm not, like I said, I'm not even trying. I don't go out to bars, and if I do, it's usually to collect money, because a lot of bartenders owe me money because for my side hustles. I'm usually just in this daytime. I'm not out at nighttime, you know. I'm there to collect my money and then bounce. But I don't drink. Like I'm not I don't do the drinking lifestyle anymore. So I don't know, that's really hard when you actively try not to be social. You know, obviously you're not gonna hook up with nobody.
Men are actively seeking relationships or even casual dates, according to Pew. That figure is declining.
What if, like, the women thought they were in a relationship and the guy was like,
Right. Yeah, that's what we could say. Yeah, that you could say that, or maybe the women are.
And I'm just say this too about body counts. I did another video on body counts. Everyone has high body counts, you know, and like the women, like I said, even the sweethearts, the goody good girls, the girls that you wouldn't think, oh man, she's not like always sleeping around, you know. She's more of she's not that type. Nah, they got numbers, you know. They got numbers that'll put you to shame, you know. and like I want to put it past like the average chick that like nowadays it's easy by the age of 40, they're already in triple digits. No doubt in my mind that the average chick by the age of 40, they're over 100 digits. And the goody good girls by the age of 40, I would put them around maybe almost 50 to 70, you know.
Being honest, maybe they've gone on a date with a guy and they decide that's their boyfriend. I don't know.
I think the more shocking thing is just that more in general are single, less people are having sex and are engaged in meaningful, long-term relationships. I think that's, there's
Nobody's in a long-term meaningful relationship.
just an increasingly, I feel like we're becoming more atomized, like you just kind of can get lost in your world, and you get these pseudo communities popping up. Like if I'm a Bored Ape Yacht Club member, I could call, I might say those guys are my brothers, but are they really, like what are these new internet communities doing right, and what are they not really replacing in the real world? Because basically that's what we've done. We've replaced a lot of physical things with online things, and sometimes that replacement works. Like I can kind of, but sometimes it doesn't. Like I can like FaceTime with my mom, and it's like kind of the same. It's not really.
It's a little annoying.
It's a little annoying, right? And they're getting better at it, but it's like it's always kind of like this like facsimile of the real thing. And so I think this replicate AI is like it's sort of this like it's trying to treat loneliness in people.
Yeah.
Maybe you could that's the nice way of looking at it. But it's pretty dystopian, man.
It is dystopian, and one of the things that I think accelerated it was the lockdowns, right? So for especially people that had a lot of anxiety, there was people that went a year plus without being in contact with other people other than their immediate family members. And so then they seek more time online, they're online more, and at the same time, this AI generated 3D image of a person is communicating with you. Just
that, and then the rise of like parasocial relationships, that people watch.
Home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People watch so much of online people, they think they know you, and they don't. But they feel like you're their friend rather than them having like online I was hanging out with a few friends, and they got approached by some people, and these guys like felt like they knew them. Like they're like, oh, we know you. Like I love all your stuff. What do you think about? They're asking about one of their friends. Like, what do you think about when this guy did that? And I'm thinking like, this guy doesn't know you.
Right.
I don't know what they're going with this, but yeah, like I don't know, man. I predict that we're gonna see less and less people getting married, especially less and less marriages last than just one term. Long-term marriages are I think might be a thing of the past. I think marriages in the future are they might change to just short-term contracts. I don't understand why. If we take them away from religion, because they used to be married because of religion, but now it's more of a business contract, and you can make short-term business contracts. I don't know why we can't make short-term marriage contracts. It just makes sense because of how common it is to get divorced. So obviously they know that there's a likelihood that it's not going to work out. So I don't think I'll ever get married. I also don't see any reason why nowadays. It's I kind of would like to have kids, but only with the right person, and only if I'm financially set, because I grew up in poverty, and I never wanted to have kids grow up in poverty, because if I can't give you the best life possible, then I don't want to give you a life. If I don't have money to put you in private school and buy some good clothes and have you live a really good life, then I don't really want to give you a life in of pain and struggle. Um, that's my take. And I don't know, like it's hard. Like I said, dating. I don't know, especially if you have standards. If you have standards, and I lowered my standards too, man, to accept, to be more accepted. Because I used to say, you know what, I'm not dating someone who smokes because I hate cigarettes, and then I was like, and I was all smoking, and then I was like, you know what, I'm okay with stoners because I kind of like hippie vibes, and they're just laid back. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. They can smoke whatever. I mean, not crack or meth, but they can smoke cigarettes. I'll be okay with it because I don't know, whatever. And then I just started giving them more and more slack because I was like, I don't want to date someone super religious, because I'm not religious at all. And then I was like, whatever. That's their thing, as long as they don't, make me do it. And then I was like, well, I don't want to date somebody dumb because I can't have an idiot around me. And now I'm to the point that whatever, I can get my intellectual rocks off somewhere else. And I don't. And then after that point, it's like, why am I even married to this person? I don't even like him. that is my struggle. It's finding someone that I can match equally, and it's rough. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you struggle to find somebody? Do you think marriage is a scam or overrated? Have you been married a couple times? I don't know. I'm just sick and tired of every time I meet people, they put this box over me because the life that I live, it gets annoying, and I know I'm not alone. I know this is growing more and more. Like Trevor Noah, a super successful, good-looking dude, gets criticized for never being married, for not having kids. They used to criticize George Clooney back in the day for being a bachelor. Being a bachelor is it's like there's something wrong with that dude. Why is he single? He's a good-looking dude. Well, what's up with him? Is he something wrong in his head, or he got a small penis or something? It's like there's something wrong with him. It's like it's never like, well, maybe he can't find somebody that he truly likes and doesn't want to waste time just to waste time, just to appease society. And that's how I've been my whole life. I've just been appeasing society. I've hooked up with like so many people just because society kind of like just to be cool, I guess. And I think I'm done with that. But it still hurts. It still hurts every now and then when I'm, like I said, when I meet people. All right, I think I have it. I talked about this enough.